Hey guys, I want to make a quick video going over the day one, I guess like kind of like day two update as well for the Berserker Slammer. So for me, this has been by far the strongest starter I ever had. It is absolutely insane. I did essentially all content day one, but Ubers. I'm sure I could have done Ubers. I invested one of my character. I was just saving for a Headhunter so I can get this in one stream. So that's what I did. Farmed for 26 hours straight, got a Headhunter. I'll probably have a different video about that, about the farmer shots I've been doing. I'll probably release that like 12 hours into this video. I want to go over the whole character, some freely asked questions. I got a lot on stream, all that and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, this character for me has been one of my strongest starters ever. It's absolutely insane. I brought this in campaign and I used it all the way up until tier 17s. I did both Sanctuary and Fortress, no issue whatsoever. Of course, they weren't entirely clean because tier 17 mods get really messy. But yeah, it is extremely strong starter. So I want to go over some commonly asked questions. So a very common question I got is like, how do you reserve all your ores? Very simple. All you need is this reservation right here. So if you have this mana reservation right here and nothing else, you can reserve essentially 4 war cries. So I have 3 war cries right here with auto exertion, and then 1 war cry right here with auto exertion. And then you can also do blood and sand and held of purity. Now, another question is held of purity or held of ash. Held of purity is more damage than held of ash, especially with Kaom's Primacy, and also because of Rallying Cry. Rallying Cry gives you more damage per ally you hit. This also does count your merc, by the way. So yeah, you do get a lot more damage with Held of Purity over Held of Ash. Held of Ash is nice for clear, but once you have like a full auto Infernal Cry, this has all your clear for you anyway. Now do keep in mind, my setup is a little bit scuffed here. I really didn't change much. I essentially gambled these boots in white maps. I gambled this in white maps, and his helmet in white maps. I got all this gear in white maps besides the chest. I just didn't change its sense because, I mean, the gear was so good. Like, you look at these gloves, like double res, life, armor. These boots, once again, like res, strength, life. So yeah, I got all this gear really early and didn't change any of it because I just wanted to rush for Headhunter. You should not do that. You should upgrade your gear as you go. But with that said, that is why my setup is a little bit scuffed. So I should have Battle Mage Cry here. I just need a 6-second on my Kaom's Primacy, which I'll probably just do tomorrow. So I'll start self-casting my Infernal Cry and have Battle Mage Cry automated to proc my punishment, so I don't have to press punishment on bosses myself. Besides that, I pretty much more so want to copy my POB that I posted yesterday. So I'm pretty much this POB, but a few levels out because I don't have a cluster jewel yet. But yeah, it's pretty much the exact same POB, the exact same skill. Didn't really change anything. I was just lazy and didn't set the full automations for the punishment, but besides that, pretty much exactly 1-to-1. Yeah, another question I also get a lot is, when can you drop Lifetap for like a real 6th link or a 5th link? So you can drop Lifetap as soon as you get 1 or preferably 2 non-challenge skills have -7 cost mana. So this is from a tier 15 map. I forgot which tier 15 map exactly, but yeah, once you have 2 of these, 1 might be enough as well. You can drop Lifetap and be completely fine. You will also need reliable mana leech. So Clever Thief. Clever Thief's are really insane annoying. It's very cheap. Clear Verdant Indigo. I think it's like 2C total or something. Very cheap annoying. This solves all your mana and attack damage leech. And also, that's another thing. Do not fully fire convert until you have that Clever Thief, because if you fully fire convert, you won't have any leech. Because before Clever Thief, you're getting a life leech from either Lust for Carnage or Blood Rage, and both these are strictly attack physical damage leech. So if you don't fully convert, you still have 40% physical damage, which then allows you to leech. But once you get Clever Thief, you're freely to go to Fire Mastery and get full convert. You can also do the critical strikes and Inherent Ignite and 100% increased damage with hits against Ignite enemies. That's also pretty good, but that does rely on using combustion on your Infernal Cry. And then I also have the War Cries Can Exert Chalice skills, my amulet. If you don't have this, just spend 1 point right here and that's completely fine. It is nice because it does save you 1 talent point. Another common question I got was, how do you attack so fast? You know, I feel pretty slow at comms. It's just having rage. Essentially, to start a map, you are going to be slow. Like, the first attack is slow because you have no rage. But if you see the Berserk Ascendancy, you get 1% increased attack speed per 1 rage, and then it's 50% increased effect. So you get 1.5% attack speed per 1 rage. And if you have all the rage nodes, which you should, they are your best nodes, you have like 54 or 55 rage. So you get something like 80% increased attack speed. So yeah, it's very important. Just realize when you start a map, you are going to be slow attack speed, but you build up the rage in like 2 seconds, and then that rage lasts for the whole map. Now, if you get to axe level 58, yeah, you probably will feel slow. I did equip the axe level 58. I did feel a little bit slower, but the damage was just absolutely insane. If you do get this level 58, you literally just one-shot everything up until like even red tier maps. It really is just that strong. Also, make sure you also do have a Tincture. This gives a massive amount of damage. I would recommend just have like a Penetrate Tincture and increase elemental damage with attacks and implicit. I don't really think you want to increase mana burn rate because your mana regeneration and mana leech isn't all that great. So yeah, I would just say just get the pen. Don't get the increased effect with the amount of burn rate, as that might hurt. You can run off really, really fast, but I do recommend this. As for 6-link, you don't need a 6-link on this build. I got mine for like pretty cheap. They're probably gonna be, way cheaper in a day or two from now anyway. But yeah, like I was saying, the 6-link is the same as in the guide. So elemental damage attacks, melee fizz, fist of war, pulverize, overexertion, and volcanic fissure. You do replace Fist of War when you get a faster axe. This is just pretty ideal with Kaom's Primacy because it's a very, very slow weapon, so you're not attacking often. So Fist of War has essentially higher uptime per attack, giving it a lot more damage. When you get a faster weapon, you will want to drop Fist of War because the value will be way less. And if you're wondering, when do I drop Kaom's Primacy? When is it worse than my weapon, or when is it better than my weapon? Well, first things first, you can always just use POB, import your character, and easily see if the weapon is better or not. But besides that, roughly 800 to 850 DPS is better than Kaom's Primacy. I would even take 800 DPS. So 800 DPS will be slightly lower DPS than Kaom's Primacy, but it probably will be faster attack speed, and faster attack speed does just feel better. Yeah, I think that's about it for essentially the quick FAQ. I also do have a full notes section. Do check this. This will tell you everything like, bandits, strength requirements, dex requirements, int requirements, blood and sand stance, quality of gems prioritization, stuff like that. This should help you a lot as well. Do read the updated notes section. I did update before the league launch, so maybe not everyone has seen all these notes. Now I also want to quickly go over my merc. I got this question quite a bit. Now I don't think my merc is optimal, but this is some nice stuff here. So we have Garb of Ephemeral. Essentially what this does, it makes you semi-crit immune. It's not entirely reliable for crit immune. I mostly have it for the nearby allies action speed cannot be modified to below base value. Essentially this makes you freeze immune. This makes you all those action speed slows from like Deadly or Tier 70 mods. You're completely immune to those. Fortress boss as well. Very, very nice. The Elders suck as well from the Elder boss fight and Uber Elder. Very, very strong chest. I think it's roughly like 2 divines right now. You don't need to get this, but it is extremely, extremely good if you can eventually get it in the future. Besides that, I have Sign of the Sin Eater. This is also really nice for utility. So enemies inflict elemental ailments on you instead of nearby allies. Essentially, this makes you completely ailment immune. I never get like any ignite or shock on me anymore. Might use this into the future, but for now, this is like an extremely cheap way to get full ailment immune on your character. You see here, it's like 1 chaos. So you do need a war priest, I think, for this to work, because it uses a one-hander and it's both strength and int. I'm not sure if another strength or int character can use this. Maybe I think the strength one-hand character can use this. Besides that, I have Pure Kills Toe. Gives us lucky damage, which is not that important because we're not landing damage, but it should still be like a nice, I think, I don't know, 5 to 8% more damage. So it's still good to have on. And then of course, a very important piece is Kaom's Binding. So nearby enemies convert 25% of Fizz damage to fire. This is a massive damage reduction for Fizz. So really, really nice. I probably use this like any character in the game. It's more or less like 20% Fizz DR for just equipping this on your Mercenary, and every Mercenary can use this. I don't have anything about boots, rings, or helmet or gloves yet. There's definitely some nice stuff you can get. If you have any ideas, leave a comment below. There's definitely some stuff I want to mess around with. Maybe like a Delve helmet for like negative res. Maybe like a +1 curse ring. But yeah, that is my merc for now. If you want to know what it has, I do think the most important piece here is a Sign of Sin Eater if you want to copy this. I don't think this is the best merc, by the way. Mine just has Smite, Holy Relic, Dominating Blow, Consecrated Path, and Hell to Purity. Essentially, he summons a bunch of minions. Smite buffs his minions and me. And of course, Consecrated Path makes these Consecrated Grounds, so we have constant AoE healing. It's pretty nice for utility, but he's not that high damage, or he's not giving himself like Hatred or Haste. If you can find a merc with like both Hatred and Haste, or like Haste and Grace, or like Grace and Hatred, that is probably ideal. Those auras are really, really insane. But I went with this because I really want the utility from like Garb, Sign of Sin Eater, because my character already has so much damage that I didn't even like realize I'm buffing the enemy's HP. So I just went full utility this guy, and it felt pretty smooth. Yeah, I think I should cover everything in this video. I just want to make it quick, FAQ and update my character on my progression. I probably will have another one in a few days. For me, this has been definitely one of the best starters I ever had. One of my fastest farmers, and like 4 stone, full Alice completion, everything that. Not exactly full Alice completion. I am currently 129. I do need a few more Maven invites. I just didn't do these because they take quite a bit. But yeah, it has been an insane strong starter. I really don't think I would have farmed Hunter this fast on a bow character. Almost certainly not. I pretty much farmed this in 26 hours. Would have been sub 24 hours if I didn't like fool around. But yeah, absolutely insane starter. If you're wondering, if you're starting to league late, yes, this character is insane. I do recommend it. I highly doubt, anything's going to match this type of character's power in the future. It probably will be nerfed in the next patch. It really is just that good. and this will also scale insanely well into the end game, especially with the helmet crit mod that might be pretty cool to play around with over the, the Ben helmet from the Uber Shaper. We'll see though, have to pop that. But anyway, that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And yeah,